Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katarina and I'm the person behind by Katarina Designs, and in this video I have a tutorial, a crochet tutorial, a stitch tutorial, because all of you requested at least a stitch tutorial with the cable stitch pattern that I'm using for the sweater that I'm currently working on. And I decided to make this tutorial because it will take me a little bit of time until I will finish the sweater and I will be able to share with you the entire tutorial. So first, I discovered the stitch last year. I think I tried to make a cardigan, but I ripped it off because I didn't like it. I didn't like the yarn, I didn't like the color, the cables weren't that visible, although in the photos and videos it was looking pretty nice, but in real life I didn't like how those cables are popping off. So I decided to quit that project, not to finish it. Another project I tried before that, a few small projects with neck warmer or coal. I made a pair of slippers, but unfortunately I wasn't able to publish the video tutorials, although I had those steps filmed. So I hope that this video tutorial will help you to master this stitch pattern, because it's not that difficult. It's only 2 rows repeat, and after that you'll be able to create your own projects with this beautiful stitch pattern. Now in this video you will learn how to make the stitch, but I will share also with you how to make increases at the end of the row, in the middle of the row if you want, how to make decreases. Although this is my personal approach that I was thinking while I was filming this video, so of course that you might find some other way to do it. So this is just for, I don't know, to inspire you. It's not necessarily that you will have to do it this way, but in both cases it works. You can add stitches and you can decrease stitches with these methods that I will show you. And also because this was one of my concern with those holes, that this stitch pattern, by working this stitch pattern, this cable stitch pattern and cable stitch patterns in general, it creates a few holes next to the cables. So I will also share a tip with you on how you can avoid those holes or fix that, because I was searching different tutorial on how I can do it. So yeah, I think this is it. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is the yarn that I will be using for this swatch that we will make together to show you this cable stitch pattern. Is a sport weight yarn, and the recommended hook size is size E or 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now for this stitch pattern you will need a multiple of 4 stitches plus 1 if it is worked flat, or multiple of 4 stitches if you're working in the round. Now I will show you that you will be able to use as many regular stitches as you wish in between the cables, so you can adapt this pattern to anything you would like. So if you would like to add 2 stitches instead of 1 between the cables, because this stitch pattern that I will show it to you right now is with cable out of 3 stitches plus 1 separating stitch that is in between the cables. So if you want, instead of that 1 stitch, to have 2 stitches, then you will be able to add them, of course, but in this case you will need to start with a multiple of that certain number of stitches. So cable 3 plus how many stitches you want in between, this will be your multiple. And if you're working flat, you will need to add those in between stitches at the end of the row as well, because you don't want to finish the row with the cable. I will start with my pattern of 4 stitches, so I will chain a multiple of 4. I will chain one more, yes, because I said multiple of 4 plus 1, and I will start with the first row, which will be in double crochet. So I have chain 3, and this is the last chain that we chained is the leg of this, the base of this chain 3 that counts as the first double crochet. And now starting with the 5th, we will double crochet in each stitch across. Okay, I worked the double crochet stitches, and now I will chain 1, and the next row, the second row, will be single crochet in each stitch across. And single crochet is the wrong side row, and every time the wrong side row will be the single crochet, or the even row if you are working in the round. So now we're simply single crochet to the end of the row, and don't forget to work into that 3rd chain because this counts as a double crochet. Now we will chain 3 and we will begin the cable pattern. So this is the first double crochet, so we will work the cable. We are looking at this double crochet stitches on the first row, so we will work the cable with these 3 stitches following the first stitch, and we will yarn over twice, skip the first double crochet, and going around the second, and we will work a triple crochet or front post triple crochet. Then we will repeat one more time with the next double crochet, and now we will cross the 3rd double crochet over the triple crochet over the 2 that we already worked, and we are going around that skipped double crochet. Okay, and we work the first cable. Now we need to work the double crochet that is in between, but you see how these single crochet stitches looks like they are 2 on top of this double crochet. So if you are not sure where you should place the double crochet stitch, here's the tip number 1. You can count the stitches behind because the cable is kind of in front, so you have those stitches free and you can count them. So I have 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th I need to go with a double crochet stitch. And now after working the first one, you know that you can see that the single crochet where you should go with the double crochet stitch is a little bit to the right. Yes. Now we are going to the next cable. This is the double crochet right next to the cable that is correspondent with this double crochet, so we will have to skip it. Then we will have to skip the 2nd double crochet because we will have to go with the last stitch of the cable around that stitch. So we will skip 2, and then around the 3rd we are going to do the triple front post, Then around the next one again the triple, and then we will cross these two and going into that second skip double crochet, and we will work the third front post. And now I said that this single crochet corresponded to this one, where I should place the double crochet. The separating double crochet is a little bit to the right, but let's check it one more time. So 1, 2, 3. So it's this one. Let's work one more. So I will have to skip this one and this one. One, two, three, and we will repeat to the end of the row. Okay, I worked the last gable, and now I will double crochet into the last stitch, and I will chain one and turn. Now, as I said, the wrong side row is always single crochet across, so this is what we will be doing. Okay, so I finished the single crochet row, and now we will chain 3, and let's see how we will work the cables on top of these cables. So I will yarn over twice to prepare for the front post triple crochet, and now I will skip this leg over here. We are working around the cable stitches, and we need to find the middle one, like this, and we will work the triple crochet around it. Then we will go around the next leg, and then we will cross these two. We will find the first triple of the cable and work the triple. I already learned that this is a little bit to the right, so now it's a little bit more visible where I need to go with the double crochet, but remember that you can always check on the back and count to have 3 stitches over there. Now we will do it one more time. So the middle, the third, and we will find the first and go with this front post, and then double crochet. And we will continue to the end of the row. Okay, now we will chain 1 and turn, and we have to single crochet across. now we will chain 3 and turn, and we will continue repeating these 2 rows until we reach the desired length of our project. Now let's see if we want to increase for this specific pattern. Let's say that you are working a sleeve and you want to end up with it being tapered, or for example, I will show you also in the middle of the row how we will create 2 more cables over here in case you want to maybe shape a raglan sweater or so on. So first of all, we will do the increases into this, if it's in the middle of the row, into this double crochet stitches. We will add stitches until we will have enough stitches to build another cable. And from this one, so from one stitch here, if I want to place 1 more cable, I will need to add 4 more stitches because this is my pattern repeat. So after I have 4 stitches here, I can build another cable, and it's the same on the sides. To make it easier, let's just begin and increase on the double crochet row. So now I will work right into the first stitch and I will do my first increase. So now I have 2 double crochet instead of 1, and let's just pick 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have let's just say that I want to go with a cable over here right in the middle. If you want for a raglan, you should increase on both sides of 1, so this will be like the raglan line, and you will want to increase both before and after this one. But because this pattern has an even number, I will go and add only here. So now I will go with the regular pattern until I will be into that double crochet in the middle. Okay, so I worked the 3rd cable, and now I want to make the increase in the middle of the row, and 1 2 3 into the 4th I will do 2 double crochet stitches instead of 1, and then I will continue, and into the last stitch I will work 2 double crochet because I want to make the increase at the end of the row as well. Okay, so here into the last stitch I will go and work 2 double crochet stitches. Now I will single crochet across, but you have to know that you are able to increase on the single crochet row or on both rows if you want. For example, if you need to reach a certain amount of stitches in a short number of rows, in fewer number of rows, then you can add the stitches on both rows. But I do see this single crochet row as a way to go on the right side again to be able to work the cables. So even when I'm counting the row, and this is another tip that I want to give it to you, I'm counting like 1 2 3 4. So but I do have 8 rows in total because or not yet, because I didn't work the single crochet row, because it's easier to see them, because I can count like 1 2 3 4, and it's easier for me to count like that. And as you can see, these front post stitches with the single crochet stitches over are kind of a double crochet row high with all those rows. So I think it's enough to work an increase only in one of the rows, but if you need to increase into the second row as well, depending on which one you decided to increase, you can do it. So I will single crochet across without any increase, and then we will increase again on the next row. Okay, I worked a single crochet row and now I will chain 3 and turn, and now again I will increase by working 1 double crochet into the same stitch. I know that I have another stitch over here, so I will have 3 double crochet, and then I will begin with the cable. Yeah, and here where I have 2 stitches, we will increase again. Okay, now but maybe you're questioning where should I place my increase, if it's in the first or in the second stitch over here. I will recommend in this situation, well, if I will do it on both sides of one cable, I will do it all the time into the stitch that is next to the cable. But in this situation over here, I can go into the first one, and then on my next increase I will go into the stitch that is close with this. So one close with this one close with this one. So now I will do it into the first, and then on my next increase I will do it into the one that is close with this one. Now we will continue to work to the end of the row, then we will go back with single crochet, and then we will increase again, as I said here, until we have 5 stitches in between this cable, and also at the end and at the beginning of the row. Okay, now we have enough stitches on all 3 sections to build another cable. Here I worked 2 double crochet, so instead of 1. So now I will consider this 2 as a 1 because I did an extra increase over here. That way was looking like this. And yeah, the thing is that I'm working with now on one sweater, and I am starting with chain 2, not counting as a single crochet. Anyways, we will consider this 2 only 1 stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my cable will be into this middle 3 double crochet. So I chain 3, which count as the first double crochet, and I will skip the first on this 3 stitches over here. And then going into the 3rd double crochet and into this last double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. I do have 4 because I have an extra stitch over here. Okay, and now we will continue until the next section where we need to add an extra cable right now. Okay, so first I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will work the cable into this middle 3 double crochet. So now I will work after this cable that I made 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. And now I will work the cable. So these are my 3 stitches. So I will go into the second one, into the third, and back into the first, and then the last. And this is how we added now a new cable. I know that maybe you're thinking these spaces over here are looking weird and you don't like it, but unfortunately it's not possible to do it otherwise than to add that stitches. But remember, if your increase is on both rows, also double crochet and single crochet, or cable and single crochet, then this section will be shorter. Okay, so as I said, if you want to have a shorter distance until you have the increased cable over there, you can increase on both rows, on double crochet, on cable row and on single crochet row. So we reached in 8 rows, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, so 8 rows. And if you are increasing on each row, we will reach the number of stitches in only 4 rows. And then in order to keep the same proportion of increasing, because as you can see here the corners are getting pretty wide, you can then continue to work 4 rows only without increasing until you start increasing again. The only thing is that when you increase, so we added the 5th stitch over here on the single crochet row, and we have only 4 double crochet to encore or to work our cable. And this is fine because we have enough stitches for the cable, so we will have 1 double crochet and then 3 stitches to work the cable, and here will be 1 extra single crochet where we can work the separating double crochet. Okay, so now I will work the double crochet. Again, sometimes I still check where should I place this double crochet. Then I have these 3 stitches left, this 3 double crochet, but they are actually 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches for single crochet, and I will work the cable. And then 1, 2, 3 into the 4th I will work the double crochet, the separating double crochet. And now I will work the 2nd cable, now 1, 2, 3 double crochets in this one, yeah, and now I will work in this 3 the cable, so I'm not skipping that because my increased stitch is here, so now I'm not working the cable in this 3 but into the first 3 because my increase is here next to that cable. So now with this I reached this increase, this cable in a shorter amount of rows compared with this is actually half. And now this is the 5th row since I started to work the increases. So now I can have 3 other rows without making any increase, so that I will keep the same proportion in increasing. You can see that here I also made the extra cable that I had, so now it's shorter and it doesn't feel that empty on those increase rows. Now if I want to decrease in this stitch, usually we will want to decrease at the beginning, at the end of the row, if we are shaping a sleeve or maybe a neckline. So usually decreases are not in the middle of the row, but I will do the same thing even in the middle of the row. So if I want to decrease, so I chain 3 the first stitch, and now I will want to make a decrease. So I will simply go and work 2 double crochet together into the next 2 stitches. So these were the 2 stitches of a cable, and then I will work 3 and 4 because I have to do the double crochet as well. Yeah, so this is one version, and we will keep decreasing like this, transforming the spool stitches into regular stitches. Or if I want to make it less visible, so I will do it like the middle one, and then you can cross and work like this, and then skip the third one. So you are going to work a 2 double crochet together to avoid any gap. So this will be the second version. And now let's just work this one more cable. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I had to have 5 here. Okay, now I will work up to here and then turn to have a shorter row. Okay, so now to make another decrease, I will work these 2 front posts together. So I'm not finishing this one. Then third, and now working this last cable. Okay, now I will have to maybe work like this around, and then the double crochet and finish it together, but it's looking awkward. So I will go from here only with 2 double crochet together, then starting with the cable, and now because I do want to get rid of this, so here I have 2 stitches, and I don't want to get into that chain 3 and skip that 2 double crochet together. I can finish my row into that 2 together stitch, and now I can start with chain 3 and doing the cable. Okay, and this is how we started to decrease. Again, this is happening slowly because we are decreasing only on one side, on the right side rows, but of course you can do the same trick to decrease on the single crochet rows as well. So yeah, this is how I would make the decreases. Now the last thing that I want to show you is how to avoid these gaps over here. Although I do like these gaps, it's most likely to choose the right yarn color, the right width, so that the cables will show out beautiful and nicely, because there might be some colors, or if the yarn is too thicker and these holes are bigger, this holes to distract from the cable pattern and make them to be less visible. But there is a method to avoid those gaps, and I simply single crochet over here to be able to show it to you on the swatch. So I will chain 3 and then going with the first cable, and then in order to avoid having that gap where I'm going with the double crochet over here, what we are doing, I'm counting only 2 stitches. I'm going into the third, then the actual double crochet stitch, and into the next one as well. And I will work the stitches together, and this is how we kind of avoid having these gaps. But I personally prefer the gaps because it will give a little bit more, make this fabric look a little bit more airy, but in the same time this method will consume a lot of yarn, because imagine that we will work 3 stitches here instead of 1. So besides the amount of yarn that we will need for the cables, because the cables usually are eating a lot of yarn, we will have these things too that will consume a little bit more yarn. But this is about the preference, your preference, but this is about the project you would like to make. Because for example, if you want a pillow cover, let's just say, maybe you want to use this method because you don't want these holes. But for garments, sweater and so on, I think holes are not that bad. As long as the cable is visible, the cables are visible, I won't mind having this gaps. But again, it's about how do you prefer to work the stitch. So this was it with the cable stitch tutorial. I will go back to my sweater because I do want to finish this as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this tutorial useful, and you will find the inspiration to use this beautiful stitch pattern into your next project. Now back to work, and thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.